Hello fellow leggers, you are joining us for a very exciting piece this afternoon at the Old Vic Theatre in London.
And that exciting piece is Arthur Miller's All My Sons. Now, my God, has this got a killer cast,
Woo!
including a 2-time Oscar winner. So stick around to find out all of our thoughts.
How many stars?
Whether it's break a leg
Or
or
leg
leg
it.
it. Now, you're not going mad, guys. There's not some weird sort of disco thing happening. If you actually look at these
crazy
boards, they're static pictures, but digital on digital. This camera is having a whale of a time right
So
now.
try not to be too distracted.
And if you're epileptic, please look away now, because it's a bit crazy. Anyway,
anyone,
we
you have
digress.
been really excited about this from the moment they announced the cast.
Yeah.
Can we dive into the cast first of all?
I think we should. My God, guys, Sally Field, 2-time Oscar winner herself, star of such films as Forrest Gump, Mrs. Doubtfire, is right here in London in a play live on stage. We are breathing the same air as Sally Field, and I just want to drop to my knees in worship of the woman already, to be honest.
And she's playing opposite.
Yes, Bill Pullman. Now, you'll know Bill Pullman from films such as Spaceballs. He was the lead in that. He actually made his debut in 1986 in Ruthless People, and he played
the Independence Day
yeah,
films.
President Whitman.
Okay.
In 2 Independence Day films too. No, Whitmore. President Whitmore.
Okay.
That's the one. Anyway, also in the cast is Doctor Who companion Jenna Coleman. She played alongside Matt Smith during that era of Doctor Who.
Yep.
And TV's Merlin himself, and recent lead actor in the play Gloria, which we reviewed at the Hampstead, Colin Morgan.
Awesome. Okay, what else do we need to
Well,
know?
it's a story of a family in 1947 who are already shadowed by the loss of their eldest son to World War II. Their lives shattered even further when a figure from their past re-emerges and uncovers long-buried truths.
And it's Arthur Miller.
Yes.
Love his other works. The Crucible, I think
Yep.
is fantastic. A View from the Bridge is great.
Yes.
I don't know All My Sons. This
No.
is a new piece to me.
Well, it's been directed by Jeremy Herrin, who's another one of our fantastic
Another one of our
favourite
favourites.
directors.
Headlong.
Yeah, Headlong Productions he works with. It's a co-pro with them. He did People, Places and Things and Labour of Love with the James Graham play. He directed that as well. Do you know what? It's shaping up, and it's hard not to get excited about this one. We try to remain level-headed and just sort of go in with
So
an
let's
open
lower our
mind.
expectations.
Yeah, let's try
Why
and
not?
bring it down.
It's going to be rubbish.
2 hours and
we'll go with
35 minutes, including a 20-minute interval. So we'll catch up with you then to let you know how we're getting on, because we're probably having a rubbish time, right?
And stick around to the end to hear our thoughts and how many stars. It's the interval, which means it is time for the Break-a-Leggers 30-second interval breakdown.
So, what do you think so far?
I'm really liking it. It's a kind of a slow, simmering drama that is gently unfolding, but I can tell that there's tension looming, and I'm quite uncomfortable and unsettled. Lovely set, lovely subtle performances. How about you?
I think subtle is the word that I would go for here. To be honest with you, to the point of me being a little bit bored and sort of my mind drifting off a bit, I felt a little bit more. I'm hoping it picks up in the second act. I mean, something's happening, but I'm just not sure what. Let's find. We've come to the end of All My Sons here at a very windy Old Vic.
A very windy Old
whistling
Vic.
down the cut, it really is.
Yep.
But I mean, high anticipation with this one, and it's really hard to not get swept up in that hype. Did it deliver? Go on.
I liked it. I thought it was
Great.
subtle, really kind of devastating come the end. It's a really touching story that slowly decays, and it was really tense come the end, seeing all these relationships slowly fall apart and the truth being untold and how this affects
Untold.
people being told,
Being uncovered.
uncovered,
I
being
think that's what you're
revealed,
looking
being
for,
peeled
right?
away, being uncovered.
Yes.
So as a result, I really liked it. In a nutshell, how about you?
I mean, it's a really slow boil. It's a really, to the point where in Act 1 I felt moments of sort of tedium. For me, I was just a little bit bored in the first act, because there's such a lot of story to set up. There's such a lot of foundation to lay. And then at times I was thinking, this is really wordy. It feels like a chapter of a book that just doesn't really go anywhere. Second act, I completely 180'd, and I thought it was wonderful. The introduction of a new character at that point really lifts the drama, and then we get into some meaty, dramatical text and some fantastically, like you say, layered performances. But it took a while for me, I've got to say.
I don't know, I thought the first act was good.
Do you like a slow
The
build?
drama was unfolding, the tension was kind of... I was thinking, what's going to happen? It was laying the foundation. Okay, so what's going to happen when she finds out about this? What's going to happen when this is addressed? And so I don't think it was a slow boil at all. I was kind of like, oh no, what the drama is going to unfold.
Okay.
And I was really hooked on it. It was quite tense, but towards the end as well, my heart was going. I was thinking, oh no, what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
Considering we're only sort of 20 years or so away from this play being 100 years old, which is crazy when you think about it like that, right?
It's still very
relevant. It's still relevant, it is.
Yeah,
and I was thinking about those things where, you know that saying, denial's not a river in Egypt, honey. And I was thinking, there is no sort of stronger force than a mother's denial, and hope dies last is what I was thinking throughout the piece. And you want to shield yourself from truths at times, and I think it just has a lot to say about society and humanity, and about protecting oneself from reality, and just being able to survive in a world where hope potentially could be lost. And I loved that about it.
I guess that we see this a lot in theatre, but the children growing up in this world of naivety and innocence, thinking the world of your parents.
Yeah.
And as you mature, you
realise
that
they're flawed.
They're
they are
totally
as flawed as you and I.
And
thank God.
To the point where we get to the climax of this piece.
Yes.
It talks about remorse. It's also in there about corporate manslaughter, and like it's some deep, heavy stuff.
It is heavy.
Really well told within the text, because it slowly unpeels and wraps itself. It doesn't just go, here's the story.
Bit too slow for me at times.
Each scene you slowly unpick, what is the backstory, what is going on here, okay, so what are the relationships, okay, it's not just given to you on a plate, it's really cleverly written as well.
Maybe I just like things given to me. Anyway, let's talk about some of the performances now, because I think this piece really does depend on a talented cast that are able to exhibit that subtlety. Because you're right, it's not there in the writing. It's not bold emotion throughout, is it? It's
but
not
there are
broad
moments
strokes.
where it's big, and this has got an NT Live broadcast
on the 14th of May. So you can, if you're not getting here to the Old Vic, you can catch it there. And you said you think it would work brilliantly on the screen,
yeah,
right?
I think being able to get right close into some of those performances. Here in the Old Vic, the circle is quite far back, so if you're not in the stalls, you feel quite far from
detached.
the action. Yeah, quite detached. So I think being able to get right up close to some of those real subtle, nuanced moments will really lift this piece.
Great. So you say it's going to work better for screen than it does for stage?
I think I'd like to see how it transposes and how it changes.
And hopefully you guys will, and you'll let us know what you thought of it when you saw it on the big screen in your local cinema, where you can eat popcorn in a more sort of socially acceptable way. But check out our travelling vlog for the theatre etiquette bits. Anyway,
but we're talking about a strong cast,
yes.
So I think the NT Live will really amplify that strong cast.
Yeah, let's mention Jenna Coleman in the role of Anne Diva.
Okay, Anne Diva.
Diva!
Okay, what did you think?
I thought she was good.
I thought she was great.
Great.
Is there anything else you want to say?
For me, she was, unfortunately, she's got such a strong cast around her that I feel like you can get a little bit lost in it, right?
No, I thought she was great. She plays a real strong young woman. I think it's really written really well. She doesn't just give in to what's going on around her.
It's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Jenna.
Happy
on
birthday.
the day we're seeing this, not when you're watching this. Belated birthday.
I thought she was really strong. She held her own. She looks great. She looks the style as well. She did a really good job.
I mean, she's beautiful. Let's talk about Colin Morgan in the role of Chris Keller.
He was great.
Do you know what?
We've seen him in a number of things now, and he's just solid.
I'm going to call it.
What are you going to call?
Nomination, Best Supporting Actor in a Play, Olivier 2020. I
Is
think
this
he'll get
nomination?
a nomination. And I think it's
you
about
think he's going to get a nomination
I do.
for this?
And I think it's about time Colin Morgan gets a nomination, because this is the second thing we've seen him in now. And
he's
both
been
times
great.
he's been one of the best things about the piece. And
He really
he's a
has.
great actor that's best known for his TV works, but he's stepping out into this world and he's going to be big, I say.
Well, he is big already.
Yeah,
he's
but
done
he's going to
big
be
stuff.
even bigger.
He's done great stuff, and he's kind of one of the reasons to see this, I
Yeah,
think. There are some
absolutely.
big names in this show.
In fact, let's give him a Break a Legger's nomination for our own awards 2019 Best Supporting Actor, Colin Morgan.
There we go, Colin Morgan.
We need a
Thoroughly
sound
deserved.
effect.
We do have a sound effect.
do we?
The nice to
I
know
watch
you've
all
been
of our
watching
videos.
our reviews. Well, there we go, and I think it's thoroughly deserved. He was great.
Great.
And he goes on one heck of a journey.
He does.
Through this fantastic kind of monologue bit at the end where he confronts the skeletons in the closet and his father, and he has to face up to his mother and the shame he has to deal with. There's a lot going on for him. What a beautiful role as well.
Great.
That is a role you want.
Yes,
I think.
it is the role you want.
Okay.
Let's go on to. I mean, there's many more cast, and everyone was strong. But I mean, let's talk about the main ones now. Bill Pullman as Joe Keller.
I think he's a great actor.
He is a great actor, but I did think at times I can tell he's a screen actor. It seemed quite insular for me at times and not really out there bold.
I think he's great, and I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And again, I think this then works perfectly
On
why it will
screen.
transpose. Yeah,
Okay.
I do think that. Not to say that his performance was small, because he filled the house. But I think you're right. There
There's
was
just something about his style, isn't there? That he's just
Yeah.
very, like, he's waiting for his close-up, Mr. DeMille.
I almost lost a little bit of his diction as well.
Okay.
That I think would be better picked up on screen.
On a mic.
How was it for you? Did you have any issues? Some of the
No.
text I got a bit lost.
Didn't know
I
it
knew
is-
what was going
just
on.
thought it was
but
quite an inward performance. Maybe that's
Okay.
what the director was going for. And Sally Field as Kate Keller. I mean, let's all just bow down now, guys. Pretty confident she's going to get an Olivier nomination.
Do you think?
Yeah, I do.
She is great.
I mean, she's just so good. She's got.
that is the part you want
She's-
as well.
as
He
well as-
writes-
which part
he
do you
writes,
want?
Do you know what?
You want
Arthur
all
Miller
the
just
parts.
writes
You do a
parts
one-man,
you want.
All My Sons. That'd
I
be
think
great.
there's four or five parts in here that any actor would just want.
There's only about 6 in the cast.
There were 10 in total.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you counted.
10 cast members.
Glad you counted.
I do
But
count them.
Sally Field is everything you want her to be and more. I mean, just hearing her voice speaking those lines was a thrill for me. You know, I had to pinch myself a couple of times and go, oh my God, never in my life did I think I would see one of my favourite screen actresses mere feet from me. I could have shouted out and she would have heard. And it was just an absolute thrill. She made my skin tingle. I loved her.
It's beautiful characterization that is underplayed and
Yes.
yet perfect for the character.
She's a master of her craft. I mean,
Embodies
she's
a
been in the business.
character.
I have a theory she's like maybe semi-vampire because I've seen her collecting.
I'm sure there's a
I've seen
compliment in there
footage,
somewhere.
No, but I've seen footage of her collecting awards that were in black and white that look like literally like she should. I don't know. She just hasn't aged. She just looks amazing. I love Sally Field.
Okay.
That hasn't been said.
Yeah, she's great.
Let's
and
talk
it's really
literally,
well cast.
very quickly touch on the director. I mean, Jeremy Herrin knows what he's doing, right? I loved those moments of. It's not a people placing things with regards to set and action.
The only thing we
and
have is the
it's
very
very
opening
different.
sequence.
Yes, which is
that
typical
I could see
him.
headlong, and I
Yeah.
could see a really nice opening sequence with projection and the house coming on, and
Yeah.
then that is the set.
Yeah.
Nothing else takes over from there apart from really nice lighting.
Yes.
Which you feel subtle, and this is a true piece. It's as if the fourth wall has been removed and we are looking in on this space, and all of the acting suits that as well.
Lighting by Richard Howell. How did you find the soundscaping? Because I found it a bit much at times, actually.
What, kind of like the crickets
Oh
in the
yeah,
background?
I was like,
and,
bloody crickets again. I was like, will someone swat that cricket? It was just a bit relentless for me.
But that's
all.
what it would have been.
Oh.
That it was setting the scene.
Okay.
What are you talking about? That soundscape worked for me. I
Carolyn
didn't
Downing.
even notice.
Did you not?
No.
I did. I mean, she got an Olivier for Best Sound Design for Chimerica. She also did the sound design for Summer and Smoke. She's on the up at the moment. And
Do you often have problems with like a bit of soundscaping? Usually this
just
isn't a
too
problem.
much. I just don't know. It's just something about it was a bit distracting for me.
I've
Is that
never
okay?
found it distracting. Well, I'm just intrigued because especially as it adds to the atmosphere, how it can.
Max Jones for set and costume. Beautifully detailed set, but almost identical to the current Broadway one starring Tracy Letts and Annette Bening. If you look at the shots, it's almost like it's a different designer I checked because I was like, bloody hell. This is exactly the same set, but maybe it's in the script.
I was going to say maybe Arthur Miller goes into great detail, and I think he does. So comment below, let us know. But I think he's the one that on the opening the script, the first page is just this is where we are, and this is what is where, and over here is this, and then to the left of that. Do you know what I mean? So maybe he has a bit of a say.
Really strict direction in regards to what you need, how it needs to be staged. Is it? Let us know. But I was just like, wow, it looks like an identical set, but it's not.
But it is, but it's not.
But it is, but it's not.
But it's not. Okay.
Anyway, let's wrap it up.
We're wrapping it up. Okay.
For All My Sons, playing here at the Old Vic Theatre, just south of the river, we are going to give
4 stars for this.
I mean, a thrill to see these actors, inhabiting the space, playing those strong Arthur Miller characters that you come to expect, telling a story which is going to be as relevant in another 100 years as it is now.
Yes, Arthur Miller is a great writer. Like I say, I love The Crucible.
An American Clock was here. We have a review for that. Literally just down there. I mean, we can see it from here.
Yes, Death of a Salesman.
It's
also, this is Arthur Miller Street.
It's Arthur Miller. May as well rename it for this season.
However, I say
Young Vic
The Crucible is great, full of drama. I'm thinking A View from the Bridge is great, full of drama. This does have drama, but it's bubbling and it builds to a crescendo.
It's a much more subtle piece.
Whereas the other pieces, I feel, kind of really roll throughout, and you're kind of hooked. So I guess that's where it loses the star. I guess just having that, it's not that drama and tension throughout. It's a gentle simmering that then fulfills itself at the end.
It's like an uphill climb.
But beautiful performances and really interesting writing on so many different subjects and topics. It covers so much, which is a sign of great writing.
Yes, absolutely. But that's just what you think, right?
It's just what I think.
And it's just what I think. What do you think? Let us know down below. NT Live or here at the Vic. We'd love to hear from you. We're the Break-A-Leggers.
And we'll catch you again soon.
Subscribe. Bye.